Hi guys, and welcome to Premier League Prediction Week 24. Again, this is going to be quite a rushed video. As I said a couple of weeks ago, I had some terrible news to do with the family. I'm allowed to share that news with you now, as it's been on Facebook and it's been made quite public. My mum, a couple of weeks ago, was given news that she had breast cancer, and she has an operation today. Obviously to deal with that situation, so I want to try and get this video done as quickly as possible, and be there for the family and for Mom as well. So let's get down to the business. We start with Norwich versus Tottenham, a game that I'm quite looking forward to be honest. That's two attacking sides. Norwich needing the points. Obviously Tottenham, they're not that far off the top race. I think they're about 2 points off Arsenal at the moment, and about 5 points off Leicester. So they're still up there. Tottenham, I think Tottenham could be in a shout with the top four this year. And even though it's at Norwich, I'm going to go for a slight win for Tottenham. I'm going to go Norwich 1, Tottenham 2. I think Tottenham will just about edge it, but it's going to be quite a good game, and I'm looking forward to that one. A game I'm not looking forward to, which is Arsenal versus Southampton. And Arsenal finally got their win since the 3rd of January or the 10th of January, something like that. Again, we didn't play our best against Burnley, to tell you the truth. I thought Arsenal were in control until Burnley equalised, and then Burnley had their spell. Now, I just don't understand why Arsenal keep doing this, like why they keep being in control of games. That they've got teams right where they want them, and then they just let teams back in and let them settle, and then we end up like drawing or getting stupid losses. I mean, last week against Chelsea, I thought Arsenal were absolutely dreadful, to tell you the truth. And okay, we can all argue the toss of Mertesacker shouldn't have been sent off, or Mertesacker should have been sent off. At the end of the day, he shouldn't have been going for that challenge in the first place, and I don't think Mertesacker should have been playing in that game whatsoever. Anyway, it was a great move from Diego Costa. He knows exactly what he was doing, and to be fair, Arsenal fans wouldn't mind a striker like Diego Costa, someone that's willing to get someone sent off, someone that will do anything for their team, to get a goal, to do anything for their team, and I think he, as much as he gets into the headlines, and as much as he pisses people off, I think Diego Costa is still a world-class striker. Because I think he's got everything I think he's got the whole package, to tell you the truth. He pisses people off, he scores goals, and which is obviously the main thing. Going back to the game with Arsenal-Southampton, Southampton will make it very hard for Arsenal. I think Shane Long will have a field day again. I'm not sure if Pele's back. And also, obviously, as we saw on Boxing Day, what Southampton can be made of, we know they'll raise their game. And Arsenal quite recently as well. I mean, statistics basically say that we had 2 points out of 9, and that's dreadful. For a team that's thinking of winning the Barclays Premier League, I mean, what's that all about? 2 points out of 9. That's disgusting, to say the truth. And the fact that Arsene Wenger hasn't really signed anybody in the January transfer window, I think that just proves that Arsenal are probably more than likely going to finish 3rd or 4th again this year. Because we'll fall short. We know what happens. As soon as the January transfer window closes, we lose about 7 key players, and we just drop form around February, March, and then get back to form around April, May, just to get 4th. And that's been the Arsenal tale for like the last 10 years now. Going to the game, I don't want to make this video all about Arsenal. It's not fair on all the other teams. So just going back to the game quite quickly, I do think Arsenal will just about edge it, but it's going to be such a tight game. It's going to be so nervous and so intense. I would be so happy to lead the game with just 1-0, but I do think Southampton will score, but I think Arsenal will have just that little bit more extra. Well, I'm hoping they do anyway. I'm going to go Arsenal 2, Southampton 1, but I'm sure people will disagree or have their opinions on that in the comment section below, which you're more entitled to do. Then we have a game that's on BT Sport. I'm not quite sure why it's on BT Sport with all the other games that we could have watched. We have West Ham versus Aston Villa. Again, we talked about Arsenal with the January transfer window. I believe Aston Villa didn't make any signings in the January transfer window either. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it was hard to attract players, not being, that comfortable in the Barclays Premier League. And to be fair, more or less looks like they're going down now. So maybe they couldn't really convince any player to come and, play for them for like the next 3 months. Not quite sure what the situation was there. I think West Ham's been given a boost this week. I think David Gold and David Sullivan come out and said that they were going to be spending big in the summer, and they were hoping to be a top 4 club next year after what they've seen Leicester do this year. So that might give them some confidence, going into the game. I don't think it's going to set the world alight, to tell the truth. I think Aston Villa will be happy with a point. I'm going to go West Ham 1, Aston Villa 1. I think whenever we respected Aston Villa to lose, they usually draw. Whenever we respected West Ham to win, they usually draw or lose. So I'm going to go 1-1. We then have Sunderland versus Manchester City. And obviously Manchester City have been given that massive boost that they'll be getting Pep Guardiola in the summer. That is fantastic news. If anybody to do with Manchester City Football Club, I would have loved him for Arsenal. Obviously I don't think he was ever going to go to Arsenal. I just think Arsene Wenger's too stubborn to give up his job, to tell the truth. Don't really think he was ever going to go to Manchester United or Chelsea, so I think Manchester City was probably the best option he could have gone to. Records tell me, by my dad by the way, so I don't know this myself, that Manchester City has never actually got a point, or 3 points, whoever it was, or was it the fact that they've only got 2 points or a point out of the last 8 meetings at the Stadium of Light. So I'm going to go on that, and I'm going to grab a late winner for Sunderland. I'm going to go Sunderland 1, Man City 0. I think Man City will be all over Sunderland, but then just to kick them where it hurts, I think in the 89th minute Sunderland will win 1-0, which is fantastic for me. Then we have Leicester versus Liverpool, a game I was looking forward to watching on BT Sport. I thought that might have been a game they could have put on. And I do think it's going to be quite a lively game. I'm going to go Leicester 2, Liverpool 2. Then we have an 8 o'clock kick. We have 3 8 o'clock kickoffs. We have the first one being Manchester United versus Stoke. Maybe a few eyebrows raised at me here. I mean, people were saying that Manchester United played some really good football against Derby on Friday. I watched bits and bobs of the game. I don't think Manchester United really set the world alight. I just think they played against a team, like Robbie Savage said, if you like, they played against a team that hasn't really won a game in like 8 games. So, if Manchester United, the talent that they've got, couldn't beat a team that hasn't won in 8 games, I think you've got a bit of a problem there, to be honest. Stoke, a completely different ball game, completely different talent, who will give Manchester United a game. And I'm going to go Stoke to win 2-0. I think Stoke will cause Manchester United problems at the back, and I think that they can win quite comfortably. As I say, people are entitled to comment in the comment section below. The next 8 o'clock kickoff is Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. As I said, we spoke about Crystal Palace. They've gone down the pan a little bit. Bournemouth, I think they're more or less safe now. I think they need about maybe 3 more wins, and I think they'll be safe. Because I think all the other teams around them, are a bit more worse off than them. Starting with Aston Villa. I think again this is going to be quite a tight game. I'm going to go Crystal Palace 1, Bournemouth 1. In the last 8 o'clock kickoff tonight is West Bromwich Albion versus Swansea, and again I'm going to go for another tight one there. I'm going to go West Brom 1, Swansea 1. 2 games tomorrow. We have first Watford versus Chelsea, and I know the dude that's a Chelsea fan here will not like my score prediction, but this is just so typical of Arsenal. Everton put 3 past Chelsea, Liverpool put 3 past Chelsea, Arsenal couldn't even put 1 past Chelsea, and it really wouldn't surprise me, and I've gone for this result, that Watford put 3 past Chelsea. So I've gone Watford 3, Chelsea 1. That's just a bit of a dig at Arsenal, to tell you the truth, for just how much they pissed me off last week. So maybe I'm being a bit biased with that scoreline, but And then the last one is Everton versus Newcastle. A lot of people are thinking that Everton are just going to walk all over Newcastle, you know. I don't think it's going to be that easy for Everton. I do think Everton will win, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as people are making out. I'm going to go Everton 1, Newcastle 0. I think it's going to be quite tight. So that has been my predictions for this week, guys. Sorry it seems a bit rushed and a bit muddled, but obviously my head being all over the place at the moment. Hopefully I will be back on Friday, if not Saturday morning, to do the weekend predictions, and hopefully I've got some news to tell you, but I think it's about 3 weeks till we get the results. So I'll keep people updated. You know, people on Facebook and that has been asking me questions about it, as obviously some people know. So apart from that, that has been my predictions, and I will see you Friday or Saturday morning for the next predictions. Thank you for watching, guys.